Hunter is the tank class of PSO2. Wielding heavy weapons and having the most HP of any class, Hunters are a good choice for players of all skill levels. In this video, we're going to look at the Hunter skill tree, how to use their weapons, and which subclasses fit best with Hunter. To start, let's look at your skill tree. We currently have a maximum of 47 skill points to spend. We are going to start with what I call your staples. These are the skills that you want to have regardless of your choice of weapon. Note that each skill mentioned in this video should have the maximum amount of skill points placed into it in order to get the most benefit. The first skill to grab is Warcry, which is an active skill that increases the aggro you generate, making enemies more focused on you over other targets for about 30 seconds. This skill is best used during tower defense missions to draw enemies away from vital structures. Next is Hunter Physique, which is an active skill that reduces the damage you take while also preventing you from being knocked back by enemy attacks. This can be upgraded with several skills, including Hunter Physique Short Cycle, which reduces the duration of Hunter Physique, but also reduces its cooldown. And Hunter Physique Extra Shield, which creates a shield when you are using a photon art after Hunter Physique ends. This shield reduces damage received while also preventing you from being knocked back. Flash Guard is next, and reduces all damage you receive. Iron Will stops a fatal blow from killing you, leaving you with 1 HP, and makes you invincible for about 10 seconds, giving you time to heal. Once triggered, it won't trigger again for 3 minutes. Perfect Guard PP Gain, which will recover PP when you block an attack with your weapon action, just as it's about to hit you. This is known as a Perfect Guard. Slow Landing Charge, which slows the speed you fall through the air when charging a photon art. Hunter Arts Avenger is your most important skill. With this skill, getting hit within a set time of using a photon art increases its damage and its down factor. There are several important upgrades to this skill, such as Hunter Arts Perfect Parry, which negates the attack that hits you when you release a photon art. Hunter Arts Parry Advanced, which temporarily makes you invincible when Hunter Arts Perfect Parry activates, and Hunter Arts Avenger PP Gain, which recovers PP when Hunter Arts Avenger activates. Same Arts Skip Attack, which starts a normal attack combo with the third hit after using the same photon art twice in a row. Another Arts Skip Attack, which starts a normal attack combo with the fourth hit if you use 2 different photon arts first. Lastly, Hunter Reflect Fort, which will trigger a shockwave and temporarily reduce damage you and your allies take when you perform a Perfect Guard, trigger Hunter Arts Avenger, or when hit while under the effects of Hunter Physique or its extra shield. The remaining 8 points you have to spend depend on which weapon you choose to focus on. As a hunter, you have 3 different weapons at your disposal: the sword, the wired lances, and the partisan. If you prefer the sword, then you want to acquire the following skills: Sword Extra Attack, which adds an extra swing of your sword to your normal attack combo. Sword Guard Counter, which will trigger a counterattack when you do a Perfect Guard. This can be upgraded with Sword Counter Plus, which adds an extra counter if you follow up with a Perfect Guard, or you follow up a Perfect Guard with a normal hit. Sword Arts Overcharge, which allows you to charge a sword photon art up to 2 times to increase its power. Sword Arts Charge Avenger, which is an upgrade to Hunter Arts Avenger. If you have been charging up a photon art and are hit while charging, you will block the hit and use the art instead with the benefits of Hunter Arts Avenger applied. This is further upgraded with Sword Attack Alternation, which changes your first normal attack after using Hunter Arts Avenger into a powerful strike. Lastly, you want Sword SC Alternation, which changes your sidestep counter into a rush attack. As a sword main, you will have one skill point left over for your hunter skill tree. Spending this will increase your battle power and can be put into any skill you like. If you prefer the wired lance, then these are the skills that you want. Wired Attack Extra, which adds a 4th hit to your normal attack combo. Wired Anchor Advanced, which triggers different effects when you hold a direction while using your weapon action. Moving forward or back will propel you in that direction, while moving left or right will perform an area of effect attack for as long as the button is held down. Crossing Feather, which is an active skill that adds a gauge that is built up by attacking. When the gauge is full, activate the skill to unleash a powerful forward slash. Wired Anchor Perfect Parry, which negates an enemy attack when you use a perfect guard. Wired Anchor Avenger, which is an upgrade to Hunter Arts Avenger, that increases the damage of your weapon action when you use it following Hunter Arts Avenger. This can be further upgraded with Wired Anchor Strike Back, which applies Hunter Arts Avenger to your next photon art after a perfect block. Finally, you want Wired Avenger Range Collection, which increases the potency of photon arts with Hunter Arts Avenger regardless of the distance you are from your target. Like with the sword build, you will have 1 point left over. Spend this wherever you want. If you prefer the Partisan, here are the skills you should acquire. Partisan Extra Attack, which adds another step to your Partisan normal combo. Volk Raptor, which launches a spear at your target using your weapon action. This spear will stick to the target and will explode after taking enough damage or after enough time passes, causing even more damage. This is upgraded with Volk Raptor Short Cooldown, which reduces the cooldown on Volk Raptor whenever you negate an enemy's attack. Next is Assault Charge, which is a chargeable thrust attack that can be executed following a photon art. This skill has 2 upgrades, including Assault Charge Avenger, which increases the damage of Assault Charge if it's used following an art powered up by Hunter Arts Avenger, and Partisan Parry Alternate Assault, which boosts the power of your next Assault Charge after a perfect guard. Lastly, Partisan Quick Assault, which allows you to rapidly close in on and attack an enemy if you use your weapon action after doing a sidestep attack, sidestep counter, assault charge, or photon blast. As usual, you'll have 1 free point left over to spend. If you can't decide which hunter weapon you like best, or like to switch between them, you can acquire all of the weapon-specific skills in the hunter tree by only putting 2 points into Flash Guard instead of maxing it out. When deciding on a subclass for hunter, you have several good choices. These include Fighter, Horse, Bouncer, Waker, and Slayer. It's important to remember that even though you only need a handful of skills from your subclass tree to spend all of your skill points anyways, because this increases your battle power rating. Fighter is a useful subclass for fighting boss enemies. The skills this subclass offers are Defeat Advantage, which increases the damage you deal to downed enemies, and Defeat PP Recovery, which increases PP recovery when attacking those downed enemies. Force is your go-to for farming combat sectors in order to keep your PP as full as possible, allowing you to spam more photon arts. The skills this subclass offers are PP Conversion, which temporarily reduces your max HP by a small amount in order to increase your natural PP recovery for a bit when activated. This is upgraded with PP Conversion Increase, which lets you use this skill twice between cooldowns. PP Recovery Boost, which boosts your natural PP recovery, and Eradication PP Gain, which restores PP when enemies are defeated nearby. Bouncer is another excellent class for fighting bosses, especially urgent quest bosses. The skill Defeat Amplifier increases the down factor applied to your enemies, allowing you to stun them more often, while Partial Destroy Advantage increases the damage you deal and reduces the damage you take from enemies who have parts of them destroyed, making boss fights easier as they go on. Waker dramatically increases your survivability, using skills like Retro Friends Rescue to recover your HP automatically if it drops below 25%. Welfare Management, which increases your defense and the amount that healing items heal you when your health is below 50%. Resta Effect Continuance, which reduces the amount Resta Sign heals you, but turns them into a healing over time effect. And Lucky Sign, which gives you a chance to heal with Resta Sign without consuming one. Finally, Slayer is good for just about any situation, using the skills Critical Up to increase your critical hit rate, Gallant Attack Critical Up to increase your critical hit rate against bosses, and Critical Hit PP Gain to restore PP whenever you land a critical hit. If you are unsure which subclass to use, I recommend Force for combat zone farming and Slayer for everything else. Let's discuss how to use each hunter weapon, starting with the sword. The sword in this case is a large, two-handed weapon with a 4-hit normal combo. The photon arts available to the sword are Spiral Edge, which is an uppercut that sends you into the air, Twisting Zapper, which is a horizontal spinning attack, Caliber Streak, which is a slow but powerful 3-hit combo, and Relentless Cleave, which is a powerful downward strike. The photon arts that can be customized for sword are Spiral Edge, Twisting Zapper, and Caliber Streak. For Spiral Edge, I recommend Type 2, which makes Spiral Edge charge slower, but increases its potency. For Twisting Zapper, I recommend Type 3, which increases its potency when used to activate Hunter Arts Avenger. For Caliber Streak, I recommend Type 2, which increases the potency of the third hit if the first and second hits are charged up. In combat, I recommend using Twisting Zapper to clear away groups of enemies, and using Spiral Edge to attack boss enemies and aerial enemies. When an enemy is downed, use Caliber Streak to inflict massive damage on it while it can't move. Next, let's discuss the Wired Lance. The Wired Lance is a pair of weapons that resemble a whip with blades at the end, and have a decent reach for a melee weapon. If you attack an enemy at the correct range with Wired Lances, the lock-on indicator will change color, indicating you are dealing increased damage. The photon arts available for Wired Lance are Cutting Layer, which is a series of slashes in a wide arc in front of you. Vain Mixture, which is a spin attack. Turbulent Train, which is a vertical slash. And Hellish Fall, which grabs an enemy and slams into them. The photon arts that can be customized for Wired Lance are Cutting Layer, Vain Mixture, and Turbulent Train. For Cutting Layer, I recommend Type 2, which always grants the bonus damage whether you are the correct distance from your target or not. For Vain Mixture, I recommend Type 3, which increases the rate Crossing Feather charges when using this art. For Turbulent Train, I recommend Type 2, which increases the range of the attack and grants the damage bonus, regardless of distance from your target. In combat, I recommend using Vain Mixture to clear away groups and build Crossing Feather, then using Crossing Feather and Hellish Fall on bosses. Finally, let's discuss Partisan. Partisan is a spear weapon with a long reach. The photon arts available to Partisan are Cleaving Scythe, which is a single swipe of your weapon, which can be charged to do 2 swipes. Thrusting Javelin, which will repeatedly stab your opponent your weapon in front of you as long as the button is held down, ending with throwing your weapon like a javelin. Fatal Tornado, which is a spinning attack, and Triumphant Shift, which slashes at your opponent, then moves you backward. The photon arts that can be customized are Cleaving Scythe, Thrusting Javelin, and Triumphant Shift. For Cleaving Scythe, I recommend Type 3, which increases the damage it deals under Hunter Arts Adventure. For Thrusting Javelin, I recommend Type 3, which will further increase its attack speed. For Triumphant Shift, I recommend Type 2, which makes the distance you travel increase and makes several hits in the attack send out shockwaves. In combat, I recommend using Fatal Tornado to clear groups of enemies. Against bosses, hit them with Volcaraptor, preferably on a weak point. Use Thrusting Javelin on Volcaraptor until it breaks, then use Cleaving Scythe while Volcaraptor is on cooldown. The last thing I want to discuss is your add-on skills. It's important to tailor your add-on skills to suit your class. Since each class's main skill can't be changed, I'm going to focus here on which sub-skills I recommend for each class, which looks like this. For Hunter, you want HP up and PA charge movement speed up, which makes you move faster while you're charging Hunter PAs. For Fighter, you want HP up and PP recovery upon joining Trial. For Ranger, you want HP up and Photon Blast potency up. For Gunner, you want offensive PP recovery up, which increases the amount of PP you recover when attacking, and PP recovery upon joining Trial. For Force, you want natural PP recovery up and HP up. For Tector, you want PP recovery upon joining Trial and HP up. For Bouncer, you want PP recovery upon joining Trial and HP up. For Braver, you want Rest Assign heal amount up and HP up. For Waker, you want HP recovery upon joining Trial and HP up. And for Slayer, you want reduced Photon Blast cooldown and PP recovery upon joining Trial. And that covers everything you need to know about the Hunter class. Thank you for watching, and if this video helped you, please hit the like button and subscribe for more PSO2 content. Leave a comment if you have any further questions about the class, and have fun out there.